the country our offices are stated in and situated in, and the places where our reach has gotten. This is a global family, not limited to Nigeria, not limited to Dubai, not limited to US and UK. We are actually spreading more and more till we cover the whole world. So everybody can be part of what we are doing from any part of the world. So without wasting any time, we'll be welcoming the president shortly. But while I'm going to be reading a little about our president, it is worthy of note to understand that Gvest is here to transform lives. Gvest is here to expand us on every side, as long as there's a room to invest. And Gvest has chosen to expand people's wealth through that investment. You can be sure that the same reliability and integrity we've passed across in other subsidiaries is even much more going to be given to all our investors. So it's not limited to those who want to buy land, those who want to build. This is now open to everyone, ranging from the worker to staffs to CEOs to business owners. All right, so Gvest as a subsidiary of GTEX Holding, we've been doing this exploit, and you're going to see more as we go through our agenda for today. So our agenda for today is going to be cutting across every necessary highlight that's needed to be communicated to all our existing investor, financial review, to the operation milestone of Gvest, to the expansion plans of Gvest, and also the technology and innovation we are putting in place just to serve you better. And then we're also going to be considering your questions for those who will be having questions to ask. A man once said, no man can be wealthy without an investment vehicle. One of my favorite quotes is also from one of an investment mogul who said, never look down financially on any smart investor and any consistent investor. He said, they have a good present and a promising future. He said, join us or leave us alone. Never say we are stingy. We only think and act more wisely. We've learned to secure the future, and that we shall keep up with. So for everyone here, it's time not to just hear this kind of quote. It's time to join in and have a future that is promising enough. The truth is, no matter how much salary you receive, it can do so much if it's much, if your salary is much, but it can't do so much when it comes to sustainable wealth. The only way to secure sustainable wealth is through investing. Having said that, we'll be privileged to have with us the president of Gvest, and also we are privileged to have also today joining us the CEO, former CEO of Gvest, who is now the chairman and founder of GTEX Holding, the person of Dr. Stephen Akintayo. I'll be introducing the president of Gvest now, and then I'll be handing over to him. So please join me as I welcome the president of Gvest, Mr. Ike Namba, who is a result-driven equity investment and wealth advisor with a strong history in both corporate and personal growth. He's a detail-oriented accounting professional with proficiency in identifying and implementing wealth strategies that both capture costs and improvement and bottom line impact. As you join me, everyone, can you please keep typing? Well, if you can't type, it will be open shortly. Just please help me make welcome the Gvest president and also invite others, even as it takes over. Thank you very much. We celebrate you. We celebrate you. Thank you for joining us today. Over to you, sir.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from here, and good morning anywhere you're watching from over the globe. Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here once more. As we all know, this meeting is part of the Gvest mid-year meeting with our prospects and investors. But we want to make it more engaging. And we'll start by introducing ourselves to tell us where we are calling from, where you are watching this meeting from. So let's start. Vivian from Lagos, Yes, I want to see engagement. Let's see how many people are engaging from all over the world. As we earlier introduced ourselves, we are not streamlined only to Lagos, Nigeria, but it's a global event. It's a global event. Yes, I can see Adore from Delta State. Welcome, my people of Delta. Come on, you guys want to? Yes, I can see from Port Harcourt, Kelvin from Port Harcourt. The Rivers people are engaging. Everyone wants to be wealthy. Ajiboye Tonye from Dubai. Wow, these guys want to be wealthy by real estate. So who else is going? Who else is going? Who else is going? And the more exciting thing about this meeting is, wow, Ibrahim from Doha, Qatar. Oh, great from Qatar. Mata from UK. Wow, wow. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, everyone all over the globe. Yeah, wealth is not restricted to a particular set of persons. No, it is not restricted. Chinedu in the from Oka, Anambra State. Chinedu, you're welcome. Joe, Mr. Joel raised his hand. Welcome, welcome. Come on, guys. Michael from Canada. Wow, this is amazing. I'm just feeling like let's continue introducing ourselves, and after that we go. Come on. But Mali, yes, Olabisi from Mali. Wow, that's great. Who else is going? Who else is going? And one amazing thing about this meeting here is that the founder, Dr. Stephen Akitayo, will be joining us live. You know what it means for the chairman, Dr. Stephen, to join us in this meeting. But as we progress in this meeting, we will unveil the reason why you must invest with Gvest, why Gvest rather than other investment scheme. Thank you for having me here. But shortly, I'll be running through my slide. I've just been introduced, so I don't need much introduction any longer. But first and foremost, we want to remind us about Gvest Digital Cooperative. What is this Gvest Digital Cooperative? Most people have always asked, and they want to know. Apart from the existing investors, apart from the existing client staff all over the globe, we still have, yeah, I can see Bolanli also, and some other investors that are engaging. So we are going straight to the point for today. Before we go deep into why we are here today, which is how to grow wealth, how to, the update of the funds raised so far, we're going to tell ourselves that Gvest Digital Cooperative, it's what is a real estate investment arm of GTEX Holdings, but this particular is interested, we are a real estate investment body that allows diverse investors to key into our real estate properties without owning a property. Wow, people will say, what does this mean? So when I say Gvest is this real estate investment that allows diverse investors, what is it talking about here? We're giving room, Gvest gives room for everyone across the globe to partake of GTEX Holdings business, which is the real estate business. I've always emphasized that we are not Ponzi scheme. We are specifically into real estate, thereby giving you that opportunity to grow your wealth with steady returns on your investment. I always emphasize on that word, steady and guaranteed returns on investments. As we progress in this meeting, we will show you practicals what we mean by steady returns on investment. So one other thing we'll be looking at here is what is Gvest Digital Cooperative? What is this Gvest Digital Cooperative? I'll just give a brief summary about that. We'll also be looking at I've told you earlier on that we are a real estate investment body. We are also into fractional property ownership. These are what we provide outside the real estate. So once you invest with us, people normally ask, what do we do? So Gvest, we provide opportunities, one such as the fractional property ownership, fractional property ownership. What does this mean? It means that a minimum of 3 persons can come together and co-own a piece of landed property or a housing unit with GTEX homes, thereby yielding a return on your investment. Oftentimes, persons have said they cannot afford X amount of our property, they cannot afford Y amount of our property. So Gvest has given us this platform to come together where we co-own. The word co-own means that 3 capitalists minimum can come together and own a piece of our landed property or a housing unit, both in Nigeria and in diaspora. So Gvest is the only digital cooperative that can give us that platform to enjoy wealth. So another opportunity that Gvest provides is a wealthy cooperative community. So it provides that wealthy cooperative community. Each individual becomes a member of an elite community of wealthy people and top entrepreneurs in various fields. Let me expatiate on this. So when I say Gvest give us that opportunity to be amongst the wealthy community, it simply means that, for example, this meeting that we're having today, we have different CEOs, we have different founders in different locations, different industries. So it is only Gvest digital cooperatives that gives you that platform to meet with different expatriates in different locations and different industries. So Gvest gives us that opportunity. Right. So what other opportunity do Gvest provide for her investors? I just mentioned fractional property ownership, a wealthy cooperative community, and a diverse investment portfolio. Come on, guys. So what do I mean by diverse investment portfolio? So membership comes with exposure to a diverse investment portfolio that can be enhanced to earn passive income by exponentially building wealth. So let me explain this. I remember sometime last year, I was speaking to a capitalist, and he wanted to do Gvest with us. So having marketed him, he said, okay, let me see how it works. So the word passive here, I used it to him. And when we are to pay his returns on investment, seriously, this guy forgot that he has invested with Gvest. On the 30th, I can still remember that date. On the 30th of November, 2022, we credited his account. By January 2023, he came and was asking for his returns, unknowing to him that his returns have been credited. So I replied his mail with the receipt of his returns on investment paid in November 30th of November 2022. He was like, wow, this is indeed passive income for us. So this, amongst all, is what Gvest stands to give you when you become a member of this digital cooperative, right? So another thing we are looking at here is we'll also be comparing Gvest with other investments. So people have often asked, what do I have to gain when I invest with Gvest? We look at banking investment appraiser. Banking investment appraiser, both the bankers and the insurance, they are all coming to Gvest to invest because they have compared the factors that we use and found out that this is real estate company investment, which is called fixed capital investment, right? It's a fixed capital investment that guarantees an appreciable returns on your investment. It cannot be compared with any other investment. Last 2 months, we have expatriates from the banks and even from the insurance. We had chats with them and they told us plain and blank that, come on guys, we've not seen from our years in practices in the bank, which investment gives X percentage on their investment. And it is only Gvest that does that because we are real estate developers. So the banking investment appraisal, 2% on your fixed investment. The minimum Gvest can give you is 18% on your 10 million naira. Come on. So who would not want to do this? Like the scripture said, that my people die or perish because of lack of knowledge, lack of understanding. And that's why we have come here today to tell you that Gvest cooperative, digital cooperative is the best when comparing to other means of investment. But you won't know this except you join meetings like this. So we'll be looking at major types of banking. The investment returns on the investment, saving deposits is 4% per annum. So the bank will guarantee you 4% on your returns on investment per annum. If it's hybrid, high yield savings is 8%. I was even giving you guys 10%, but practically here it's 8%. So, and Gvest does more. So another thing we are looking at here is how to calculate the interest on your fixed deposits. This is important. Like I earlier quoted the scripture, that my people perish. You need to know how to calculate your returns on investments. You need to be knowledgeable of the fact that if you are investing with Gvest for an investment tenure of 3 years, this is what I am standing to benefit financially. Is a means of financial freedom. So to calculate the interest on your fixed deposit for 10 million naira for 30 days at an annual interest rate of 3%, you can use the following formula. So we are multiplying your principal, right, which is your 10 million, times the given rate, which is 3%, and the time, your time, which is the investment tenure for a month. So let's calculate the interest for a year. In a year, we have 30 days, which is 365 days. So I have to take my time and break this for also nobody will come and deceive you. Nobody will come and tell you what is not real. So interest of 10 million naira for 3%, right? For every month, you are earning 24,000 naira, 657. You can use your calculator. So, but for Gvest is guaranteeing you 18% on your 10 million, which is 1,800,000. So, but we need to be knowledgeable of these facts. We need to know that this is what I stand to benefit. Yeah, I was just told a few minutes before now, before the meeting, some of our colleagues had meetings with pensioners, had meetings with some top government officials, and they were telling us practically they had to go and withdraw their funds from investment from other investors to invest with Gvest. He confessed to us that, oh God, this is what we can have. 8% is what they are giving us. So they were withdrawing their capital from other investors to invest with Gvest because they've not seen this kind of investment. So this is what you stand to benefit. What other thing are we looking at here? Because knowledge is the key to wealth. Please, if you are getting value, type I'm getting value. I want it to be engaging. Let's engage ourselves. If I'm getting value, please type I'm getting value. I'm getting value. All right, guys. So Gvest as a fractional scheme. So we've always used that word fractional, and that is one of the purposes of establishing Gvest. Fractional ownership, because from study and investigations, we found out that survey, we found out that majority want to key into this real estate business, but they could not afford the huge sum capital for the investment. And that's why Gvest comes to existence. That, oh, come on, guys, with your X amount, you come together and co-own X property with GTEX homes and earn your returns on investment. So Gvest fractional investments helps investors in the form of collaborative consumption of a property. Overall cost gets splitted among a group of owners or users as a shareholders. Meaning that for every time you invest with Gvest, you are a shareholder, you are a member of GTEX Holdings. So shareholders split the benefits of the assets. I earlier explained that we have the GTEX homes and the GTEX land. These are other units of GTEX Holdings that basically deals with landed properties and housing units. So, but the Gvest investment is strictly into raising funds to develop our housing and landed properties, right? And split the benefits of the assets amongst their shareholders. So shareholders can also be referred to as what? As investors, which is you and I. So I know as I'm delivering this message, there are questions that will be running through your mind. Don't worry, we'll be giving opportunity for questions, and know that the chairman himself will also come online to give us the offer for the day. So what other thing do Gvest stand to give us is Gvest fractional investors benefit. I just said that, but let me still stress on it. So the Gvest investors fractional benefit from the asset without being the full cost, without bearing the full cost of acquisition and maintenance. So as an investor, you just invest your fund and go and sleep, and that's what we call passive income. We have the GTEX homes and GTEX land there to worry for your investment. So it is Gvest that gives you that opportunity to benefit from the asset without bearing the full cost of acquisition and maintenance. How they do their perimeter fencing is none of your business. How they sort themselves out with Omonile and government is none of your business. Your own is that you have invested with Gvest. Sit and earn your returns in 1 year. Come on, guys. This is amazing. Please, if I'm getting value, type I'm getting value. I'm getting value. So the returns on investment can be defined by money alone, which depends on the rate of your investment. So return on investment is another term, ROI, that we use in this sector, that we use in this industry. I just show us how to calculate our returns on investment, right? We have an amazing scheme. We have an amazing team that will be sharing with you the Gvest investment scheme from as minimum as 2 million naira to 200 million naira. There's a chart for that. So you can calculate and determine your returns on your investment for the period of 10 years. For the period of 5 years, for the period of 3 years. So the return on investment can be defined by money alone, which depends on the rate of your investment. So this is what we refer to as returns on your investments. So next we are looking at the Gvest what? As a fraction. Okay, we've talked about Gvest as a fractional scheme. We're looking at Gvest role in real estate assets. Gvest role in real estate assets. So what is the role of Gvest investment in the real estate assets? So Gvest is used to pool resources. I'll explain is an investment arm of GTEX Holdings. So whenever you hear the word investment, the primary aim is to raise funds, is to pool resources and invest in real estate properties. I've always, and I like to emphasize and re-emphasize the term real estate, not Ponzi scheme. Some will want to invest today and end tomorrow. My brother, it doesn't work that way. Anywhere they tell you bring 10 million and get 20 million tomorrow, ask them, what are they doing? Even if it's 2 months, ask them. Even if it's 6 months, still be sure. What are they doing with the funds? It's only the greed that can be cheated. If you are greedy, you'll be cheated, my brother, my sister. So Gvest is used to pool resources, one, and invest in real estate properties that would otherwise be too expensive to purchase outrightly for individual. In partnership with our real estate subsidiary experts called Gtex Homes and Gtex Land. I just explained this. I just explained it. So wherever you are investing your fund, be sure wherever or whatever they are using the funds for. Last month, I was in Abuja to prove this particular point. I was in Abuja. I was going to all our estates, doing a live video showing our investors all over the globe. Hey guys, this is me and yeah, this is about investors. So be sure where your fund is being invested. So Gvest's role in real estate asset, another point we are looking at is the digital cooperative platform, hence gives a guarantee of return on annual basis based on the real asset backup. Wow, this is amazing. And that's why I'm taking my time to spell all this. So when you are doing investments, you'll be sure that with Gvest, your returns on that investment is guaranteed because the digital cooperative platform hence gives a guarantee of returns on an annual basis based on the real asset backup. Now, one of the clauses in our agreement documents is if peradventure the facilitator, which is Gvest, are unable to meet her financial obligations, which is payment of return on investor, that the investor is entitled to what? To any of Gtex Homes real estate property that is equivalent to your capital. I hope that makes sense. So we even went ahead as thinking for you. We went ahead as helping you to think that, oh, people will ask, of course they should ask, what happens if you're unable to remit, if you're unable to liquidate, if you're able to meet up your financial obligations. So we have done our findings, and that's why we are coming up with this. And trust me, for over 5 years, we've never had any case not to pay returns on investment. Come on, can we give a round of applause for Gvest? Come on, are we there? Please, can we clap for Gvest? For over 5 years, we've never had a case where we're unable to pay returns. We'll get to that. You see, you watch live testimonies from capitalists. So what is the next point here we are looking at? So Gvest Cooperative Steady Income. Gvest Cooperative Steady Income. So the steady income, depending on the term of the agreement, all owners earn a kept share in the proceeds in the proceed of rental income based on the capital invested and terms on investment. So I've just explained it. So in Gvest, we have two different investment schemes. We have the Naira scheme as well as the dollar. Just last month, the board approved for the euro and pounds. Come on, let's give a round of applause for Gvest. So meaning that everyone that wants to invest in pounds, in euro, we are open for that. So depending on the terms of the agreement, all owners earn a capped share in the proceed of rental income based on the capital invested and terms of investment. So what this is practically talking about is if you agree to do a 20 million naira investment, a 20 million naira investment is 20% on 20 million naira investment. Now, a 20% on 20 million naira, the 20 million naira is your capital, the 20% is the percentage on your returns, meaning that you are earning 4 million naira on your 20%. Now, the next thing is the investment tenure. Investment tenure is the number of years you are leaving the investment with Gvest. The investment tenure is minimum 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, as the case may be. So we need to understand these terms. The investment tenure is the period of investment, is the time of investment, and the minimum you can do your investment is 1 year, right? And you earn your percent. So that's why for every time there is an agreement, you sign the agreement and ensure we keep to it. Thank you. So the next one is Gvest Cooperative gives steady returns per annum, and at the end of your tenure, you get both your capital and your returns for the year. I like to share this story because it's amazing. It's amazing. How can we pay someone his returns? And he's not even aware, because we run a digital process whereby the moment you sign up an investment with us, we key in your login in our system. When you are due for returns on payment, it automatically credits your account. And that's why it's look as if, come on, digital cooperative. So Gvest Cooperative gives that steady returns per annum. And at the end of your tenure, I've explained that at the end of your tenure, if you agree to run the investment for 3 years, at the end of the 3rd year, you will receive your returns on the investment as well as your capital in that year. So compound interest, the next point we are looking at here about the steady income is the compound interest option. Please, if you are getting value, type I'm getting value. I'm getting value. This is not just preaching. I just want us to flow along. Let's be sure that we are getting value. I'm getting value. I'm getting value. So we look at the compound interest option. We have 2 types. We have the simple interest and we have the compound interest. Now, the simple interest, if you invest 20 million for investment tenure 3 years, you might decide to withdraw the returns on your investment per annum, which is 4 million naira. So that is a simple interest. You are withdrawing your returns annually. Is a simple interest. However, you have the choice to leave the capital and the investment for the 3 years. So after the end of the 3rd year, you withdraw your capital, your accrued returns on your investment and your capital. So the accrued will now be termed as compound interest. So compound interest means that the charges will be both on your capital and your returns, because it will be turning over for you for that specific period of time. So that's for compound interest option. It's one sure way we've helped lots of members make their investments compound and multiply it. So let's go to the next point. We need to be fast about it, because I know people are already asking questions. People are already asking questions. So another thing we do here is, why invest with Gvest today? Last 2 months, we had an expert from the banking industry that told us why we should invest. There was a life practicals between the real estate investment and the banking investment. And we saw why we should do real estate. Because my people perish because of lack of understanding. But by the virtue of today's lecture, by the virtue of today's training, trust me, with your investment with Gvest, by the end of the year, you'll be smiling to the bank. You don't even need to smile to the bank. You just get your credit alert while you sleep. So, potential for appreciation. This is one reason why you should invest with Gvest. Potential, it has that potential for appreciation. Why? Historically, property values tends to increase. Yes, you can do your research. Historically, property values tends to increase, especially in desirable locations and growing markets. So one of the things Gvest does, has partnered with GTEX Homes. GTEX Homes strategically locates her estates in places that are growing fastly, the likes of Ibejuleki, the likes of Lugbe in Abuja, Dubai, US, and UK. So GTEX Homes have strategically located its estates such that the value of the property increases, thereby affecting you as an investor positively. So the next thing, why you must invest with Gvest: cash flow. There's a steady cash flow and passive income. Now, let me talk about this cash flow with an example. The chairman told us a story where he was talking to an investor. He was talking to an investor and told her, if you want to do investment, make sure that it is the funds that you will not call for emergency. Make sure that it is the fund you will not call back. Your mother is sick. You want to go and withdraw your investment. You want to pay your children's school fees. You want to go withdraw your investment. No, that is not it. We'll come to that teaching some other day about personal finance. That's another topic for personal finance. We'll talk about it. So my point here is Gvest, why you must do Gvest is it guarantees cash flow and is a passive income, meaning that it generates ongoing cash flow through rental income. Every month for the past 5 years, we have been paying returns on investment to investors every month. So is that not cash flow? Now, the next thing here is why you should do Gvest is portfolio diversification. Please, can we all type portfolio diversification? I want to be sure we are together. Portfolio diversification. Portfolio diversification. Why I must do Gvest? Come on, guys. Are we there? Portfolio diversification. So investment mix, reduce risk by spreading it across different classes. Even the scripture encourages us. He said, sow in the morning, sow in the afternoon, sow in the night, for you don't know which will yield for you. Yeah. So Gvest also is scripturally compliant. So portfolio diversification, you have the option to do 2 million, you have the option to do 10 million, you have the option to do whatever. The next thing we are looking at here, why I should invest with Gvest, is inflation hedge. As prices rise, the value of real estate tends to increase. And that's why you see most investors at this critical time where dollar is almost 900, they are smiling. They're smiling. Have you taken your time to study these investors, to hear where investors are speaking, especially the ones in Gvest? So as prices rise, the value of real estate tends to increase. A plot of land in Ibejuleki, the minimum you can see is 40 million. And GTEX Home has over 5 properties in Ibejuleki. So you being an investor with Gvest, your returns are guaranteed. So that is what I meant by inflation hedge. It's one of the reasons why you must do Gvest. Another reason why you should do Gvest is control and tangible assets. Control and tangible assets. So we use tangible assets that we can directly control. Unlike what? Unlike other investments, such as stock and bonds. So we've re-emphasized about real estate. So the next thing here is control and tangible assets, which I've just talked. Leverage and financing option. You can use your returns on investment to finance a portion or a full of our property purchase. Now, let me explain this. When I said you can use returns on investment to finance a portion, this is a practical example. Sometime last year, we paid an investor okay, let me just put figure, but we paid an investor, and she said, wow, are you saying I can earn this? And in return, she was able to purchase a landed property with us. Now, when she was doing that investment 2 years ago, she couldn't afford the cost of the land. That year, when we received her returns of investment, she just added some little funds and procured the landed property. So that is why you must do Gvest, leverage and financing option. So the next point why you must do Gvest, I hope we are getting value. Come on. I hope we are getting value here. I hope we are getting value. If you are getting value, please type, I'm getting value. Okay. So, edge against the market volatility. Are we together, guys? Come on. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you all. So the next point we'll be looking at here, we just need to be wrapping up. We want to look at the Naira investment. I told you that we have both the Naira and the dollar investment, and we've also made provision for the pounds and euro investment, because we understand the fact that we have investors all over the globe. So we don't want to streamline it only to Naira and dollar. We've made that available. But before I proceed, I want to speak about the fractional ownership in Naira, the Naira scheme. I've always emphasized it, but now I have the table here. After this meeting, you can meet with our team. They will take you through on how you can invest with us. So for the Naira scheme, we have a minimum of 20 million Naira, but because for the excess of this meeting, we'll be starting with 2 million naira. I think we should give the management a round of applause. So we are starting with 2 million naira investment. So if you are investing a minimum of 2 million naira, you have 14% on your returns, as well as 5 million, 10 million, and 200 million. So our team are always available to attend to you on that. So same thing applicable to our dollar investments. We have different investment scheme for our dollar investments. So as we're rounding up, I want us to look at this. It's amazing. As we're rounding up, we look at the GTEX homes, why and what we have done thus far with our investments. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are going to be giving room for questions now, as we'll be rounding up this meeting. So we are for questions. We are ready for questions. We are ready for questions. Please just raise your hands. So, Mr. Isaac, you can coordinate the questions section.
All right. So we have a first question here, which I would like to take. I'll just read out. So it says, what is the minimum investment in Nigeria? For Nigeria? Okay, I believe that has been answered already. All right, the minimum investment right now has been reviewed to 2 million naira. Okay, our investment presently ranges from 200 million naira to 20 million naira before now, but now it has been reviewed to accommodate people who have been contacting us for their own capital amount. For those who just want to try it out, you want to try it out, and because you're not so sure, probably you have an experience of being scammed by any form of investment before now, we are encouraging people to take up in investment again. Like I said earlier, this, as communicated, is key. So thank you very much for that question at Victor Amos. All right, and okay, you are asking another question again. Sorry, I joined late. What is the ROI and how long? So please, in case you're having a question, you can drop it also. The ROI and how long? Okay, the ROI is 14% for 2 million. For 5 million is 16%. For 10 million is 18%. For 20 million is 20%. For 50 million is 22%. For 100 million is 24%. For 200 million is 26%. So the higher you invest, the higher your return. So if you want to do 5 million naira, give you 16% return every year. Okay, you can invest for 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years. You choose your medium of investment, so or your term of investment. So every 12 months you get your return. And for some who want to do compounding interest, that means that you don't want to get your return the first year. By the third year, we start what is called compounding interest for you, meaning that we're going to charge all your income. All right. So let's say you are doing 10 million naira, which is 18%. All right. And you do the 10 million naira. After 12 months, you're supposed to be paying 1.8 million naira. So instead of being paid, you said you want to do compounding interest. We add the 1.8 million naira to the 10 million naira you already gave us a year ago. That makes it 11.8 million naira. We now give you 18%, all right, on the 11.8 million naira. We keep adding it up and then giving you compounding interest. So if a person is doing a 10 million naira investment, for instance, all right, and you are leaving that investment for 5 years, guess what is going to be yielding, all right, a whooping sum. If you are living for 5 years, it's going to be yielding a whooping sum of a 25 million naira plus after 5 years. Okay, what am I saying? That's the power of compounding interest. And someone asked me, 5 years is long, 10 years is long. I was talking to some clients of recent who said, wow, I would have loved to do 10 years, but 10 years is a long time. I said to them, if you give birth to a child today, you won't know when the child is 10 years old, because it will be so fast. And then you are telling yourself, I gave birth to this child, what year? And you are now 10 years old. So that means that if you are giving your child, all right, education, giving them a good future, and you're also saying, okay, I'm attaching these finances to the future of my child. For instance, 10 million naira investment, which most times is still the parent that collect the money back. Okay, what happens is that you've invested for the future of that child. Without wasting time, I'm going to the next question. I will be directing this next question to our president. He said, I invested a year ago with 2 million naira. I was told I'll get an ROI of 18%. Are we still on the same page and due for the return next month? Of course, next month, not this month. So next month, definitely you get your return. The ending of the month is when we do general payments. We are paying a large sum of database, so we do it at once. Okay, all our procedures, our financial institution, banks, right, to do the procession. Okay, so definitely, once you get that, I believe you should invite your friends to be part of something big, all right? Like I said, your salary or your income, whatever it is not enough to make you have a sustainable wealth without investment. Okay, is Gvest approved and registered? Yes, we are registered. We have full registration, okay, that license us not just to do investment in Nigeria, also to have foreigners invest with us. Okay, so I think I've answered most of the question that has been sent here. If you have other questions, you could reach out. And for those who want to invest with us, just give us a short time. We're going to give you the procedure of investing with Gvest Global. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Isaac. I'll still call you on board for answers, but I need to reiterate that Gvest is registered, and part of its registration is with the Lagos State Cooperative Federation of Nigeria, LASCOFED, and we have executive members also being a member of the LASCOFED, myself and other executive members. So we are fully registered, and that's why we are practicing. Thank you. So we are open to other questions as we await the chairman, Dr. Stephen Akitayo, to wrap it up and give us the benefit of the day, the benefit of the year, the profiting. For everything you do, you should look at the profiting. I've been emphasizing why. There is a why for everything you are doing. So Dr. Stephen will be coming on board to give us the offer, the benefit for the investment, right? So if we have further questions, we are here to answer you. So we'll be sharing again the investment scheme, how it runs from 2 million naira down to 200 million naira. So it can help you. We have our numbers, we have our site, and also let me use this to talk about our app, the Gvest Cooperative app. The Gvest Cooperative app is the first in Africa. Come on, guys. So that means wherever you are, all over the world, you can view your investment anywhere. You can view your investments anywhere in the world. You can see how far we are going, what we are using your funds to do, and how far we have gone with the funds invested thus far. So you don't need to call the office, you don't need to pant, you don't need to involve your lawyer and all that thing. One of the things we also do is we have a Gvest agreement document, right? There is a systematic process when you want to invest. We have an official line there. It's very critical. We have an official line registered. We have our handles. You can reach out to us on the handles, right? You can contact the office, and we have professionals that can help you close and meet up your inquiries, right? So part of it is we issue the Gvest agreement document. So we don't just market all that we just want to market. And note that most of our investors are in diaspora such that they don't even need to see us physically, right? They just talk to us and trust what we are doing. We share documents. So the Gvest document talks about the terms and conditions. The agreement is an agreement between the facilitator, which is Gvest Cooperative Investment, and the investor, right? So we share the document with you. You read and understand the terms such that you are not compelled to do anything out of your will. You are not compelled to invest out of your will. You read, you understand, you sign, meaning that there is now a legal agreement between the investor and the facilitator, right? So the president, the secretary signs, we stamp it, as well as you, the investor, then share the document with you. You have a copy, we keep a copy to ourselves, right? So the next thing we do, haven't made your payment, we issue you the receipt. Now, before the receipt is being issued, in the course of the conversation, some guys will say, oh, right, I want to do 100 million. Can I do it in the next 5 days when I will be expecting some funds from my other investment and all that? So once you are able to say, oh, this is what I want to do. So we share a Google form. There is a form that enables us to access your database. We'll share the form with you. You share your database, and we get it from our back end, which will enable us to generate an automated receipt invoice. Let's start with invoice. Generate an automated invoice to you. You see how much you've proposed to invest, and immediately you make your investment, right? Immediately you make your transfer, right? You are immediately activated at the back end such that your investment starts counting. This is very important for us to reiterate that once you make your payment, your investment starts counting. You are now a legal investor with Gvest. So the investment start counting for the period as agreed by you. So that's why we share this document, so you understand what you are going in through. So after the receipt is being issued, we will also give you access to the Gvest app, right? You can now download, generate your password, will grant you access from the backend. Then you can now view your investment. You'll see how much you invested. You can also credit your wallet. Also note, you can buy any of our products from the app. So this is seamless wherever you are in the part of the world. So this is what Gvest offers you. Now, having made the payment, your investment starts counting. You can now say, yes, I'm an investor with Gvest. So one thing again I want to talk about is the commission payment, right? Some associates have come to us and said, oh, guys, you are doing great, but for now, we don't have X amount to partner with you, Gvest. Okay, so how can we partner with you? Now, oh, fine. So Gvest have also made that platform friendly such that you can introduce someone that wants to invest. This is interesting. So there is no way you are not partnering with Gvest, either as an investor or as an associate. Associate in the sense that you go out there and pitch Gvest cooperative limited digital cooperative to persons, and they buy into the ideas. they subscribe. So once they subscribe, you, the associate, earn 2% on the capital invested immediately. And that is not paid the same time as the returns. No, the returns, please, we need to get this clear. The returns on the investment is paid at the end of the month when the investment is due annually. But the commission is paid. Let me use a practical example. Mr. Isaac brought in Chukwuemeka to come and invest with Gvest, and Chukwuemeka invested 100 million naira. Today, being the 28th of July, 2023. So by the end of the month of July 2023, the company pays Mr. Isaac his 2% commission for bringing Chukwuemeka to come and invest. Then Chukwuemeka earns his own returns on investment after 1 year. So we need to understand this. So 2%, you earn 2% commission when you bring someone to invest with Gvest. And oftentimes we've taught people and we've seen practicals whereby persons earn commission to an extent that they can now use the commission to invest. So the same way it happens to the investor where he uses his returns on investment to buy property, the same thing happens to the associate where he earns commission and invest. So Gvest have made it possible. There is no room for I don't have money. There is no room for I don't have the capital. So we've made ourselves clear on this. We just have to make it clear so we understand the fact that we're not just only targeting the investor, we also are interested on our associates, our external marketers, people, guys that want to speak, that want to partner with us by bringing other persons. Why not? We'll have the platform for you guys. Right, so we'll be taking some questions. Isaac, over to you. Questions.
All right, thank you very much. So we have some other questions I'm seeing in the chat box. I'm just seeing those ones now. So the first is, how much is the minimum investment for Dubai? So for Dubai investment, we take in dollars. All right, so you could invest in dollars. We've not opened that for your currency in Dubai yet, but we are considering that of pounds and euro. But now you can do that of dollar investment. Okay, so if you are investing in dollar, your ROI starts from 8%. If you are investing in dollar, a minimum of $50,000. Okay, all right. And if you want us to review the amount you are having, also reach out to us. Okay, we are doing a consideration for those who are reaching out, but we are not taking those who are putting all their life savings inside. No, we are not taking that. Second question is, hope the company management is not a one-man show. Definitely, we have 5 CEOs. We have 5 CEOs in the company, all right? Okay, we have 5 CEOs, and then we're also privileged to have the Best of Africa Investment Coach just received the award from Forbes International Community on the 22nd of July in person of Dr. Stephen Akin. Okay, so it's a one-man show. All right, chairman, CEOs managing the affairs of the subsidiary. All right, from GTEx Land to GTEx Home to GTEx and Associate to GTEx to Gvest to Genido to GTEx Academy to GTEx Consultancy to Stephen Akintayo Consultancy to Stephen Akintayo University to GTEx Farm. Okay, I could keep on listing those subsidiaries. So we have 5 CEOs managing.
Yeah, yes. Thank you, Isaac. Not to cut you, but I need to reiterate on that particular answer that Gvest is not, and I repeat, a one-man show. Part of the approval from the last COFED is minimum of 25 registered members of the cooperative, 1, and 2, we must have 3 directors registered: the president, the vice president, and the president, the secretary, and the treasurer. Right? So, and the founder, Dr. Stephen Akita, is none of these directors. Is not. So I had this conversation with one of our investors last weekend over the phone for almost 4 hours. When I started breaking this down to him, it's fine, he's the founder. And note that there is no business on planet Earth. There is no business on planet Earth that was not found by a man. There is no business on planet Earth that was not found by a man. Then it can now be what broken out. It can now be multiplied. And that was what Isaac was explaining. We have over 7 CEOs of each subsidiary, and I'm accountable to what happens to Gvest. So Isaac, continue. I hope I've been able to answer that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we've been able to talk about that. Okay, the person who said my due payment, so good one. So we already have someone who is an investor with us, who Mr. Babatunde, all right, said his own investment with Gvest will be due by next month. All right, so you see that. Thank you for investing with us. And of course, you will hear from us shortly, from our system shortly. Now, someone saying Gvest is genuine and is not a scam. Okay, thank you for that as well. That means you have been a part of our investor. And we also have someone asking, if I invest 40 million on Gvest, what would be my yearly accrue? Okay, so if you are investing 40 million naira, your monthly accrue will be 20% every year. So you'll be getting 4 million naira, sorry, you'll be getting 8 million naira every year. 8 million naira every year. 8 million naira. Okay, so the second year, 8 million naira depends on the long term. If you are collecting your money every year, but if you want to just leave it and accrue, it's going to be for 5 years. For instance, if you are going for 5 years, you'll be having about 60 million naira. Okay, that's 59 points, something million naira. Okay, I'm not doing the calculation right now, but of course, we will send you the document if you like to reach out to us, right? All those things are already stated and broken down in our investment guideline, all right? We have a subscription form also that will help you along the investment decision, all right? Can everyone hear me? Please let me know if you are following. Let me know, you can just type in the comment if you are following. All right, the next question is, please, what is happening to Gvest app? Okay, yes, if you are using an iOS, we are doing an upgrade presently on iOS. But if you are using Android, we have completed the Android version. So just go to your Play Store, download the Gvest app, and then you can log in your details and see the interface and also invest from there. Okay, so this person asking, probably you're using an unupgraded app. So look into your iOS, probably by next week, that should be upgraded. But for anyone using Android phone, go to your Play Store, it has been upgraded already. Okay, then the next question is the LASCOFED an independent cooperative society or administered by the Lagos state government? All right.
Okay, let me answer that. So LASCOFED is the Lagos State Cooperative Federation of Nigeria. It is a subunit of the Cooperative Federation from the federal aspect of it, of Lagos State. So we have for every state, right? So that's why it's coming LASCOFED. So for the Cooperative Federation of Nigeria, since we are operating from Lagos, we registered under Lagos, is Lagos State Cooperative Federation. So we have the Cooperative Federation of Nigeria, Cooperative Federation of Nigeria. Then we now register. So every cooperative society is registered under each state. So we are under the Lagos State Cooperative Federation. So it's a federal thing. Does that answer the question? Now, also, yeah, also we want to engage investors on this chart. If you have invested with Gvest, if you're an existing investor, please just signify here. You can give us a thumb up. Oh, I can see Roland Dixon is now a panelist. Roland Dixon. So as an investor, I want us to hear from him. Roland Dixon, can you take up the floor?
Kindly unmute yourself, please.
Kindly unmute yourself, Mr. Roland Dixon, an existing investor with Gvest, so they can hear from investors.
So someone is asking if I should invest 50 million, how much is my commission annually? And if I should go for 3 years package, after the 3 years, can my capital available for me? Because yes, we don't eat your capital. Your capital will be refunded to you at the end of your portfolio package. So for instance, let's say you are going for 50 million. And let me give you an exact breakdown of 50 million. So for 50 million, after the first year, you'll be paid 11 million naira. That's the first year. Second year, you'll be paid 24 million naira for 20,000. This is if you are not collecting the money annually. This is what we call compounding interest. Okay. For the third year, you'll be paid 40 million. And don't forget, 50 million naira investment is 22%, not 20, because it's higher. All right. Since you are taking a higher investment, so we have an higher ROI for you. Okay. And by the third year, your money will have been, all right, 90,792,000. So you will be, if you are collecting both your capital and your ROI together at the same time, you'll be giving 90 million, the third year, 90,792,000. That's almost double of that amount. And that is just because real estate is real. The only investment you can do that give us this guarantee is because real estate is real. And some people might still be wondering, why do you give so much percentage? Because we don't sell cheap, because our products are not cheap. Secondly, we don't do investment based on the common idea of people. We do investment from an international standard. That's why we are accepted in Dubai, accepted in the US, and accepted in the UK. All right, one of our property that is being sold in Abuja was being sold 10 million naira 2 months ago. 2 months ago. Presently, that land is 50 million naira. GTEX Homes, not every other company, is GTEX Home. Why? We have a vision for the company, and the more we see that 10 people have subscribed, we have to increase it because we have a vision for that. Not because we are just increasing the money. No, we give a discount before, and once we see a minimum number of people invest, we return that amount to the initial price. Okay, so the property was initially worth 60 million, but we gave
okay, thank you, Isaac. Yes,
right.
Thank you. That's amazing. So we have 2 existing investors with Gvest that I want them to come on board. We've granted them access. So please, can you unmute yourself? And we want to hear in 1 minute your experience with Gvest investment. Please unmute yourself. Hello, sir. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, it's unmuted now.
Okay, please. Can you speak?
Hello.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good day from here, Mr. Ebosa.
Okay, good evening. Good evening.
Please, sir, can you help us on your video, please, sir?
Oh.
Yes, thank you.
1 minute, I'm coming.
Oh, we are waiting.
So why it comes up, I saw someone saying, is the presentation recorded? Would be nice to share with others. Yes, especially for those who are bringing in other people, you have friends you want to bring in, there will be 2% commission for you, all right, on the investment. So it's a good video for you to just share with them. Yes, it's recorded and the link will be forwarded. Just request from any of our Wealth Advisor. Yeah, thank you.
Also, Mr. Mrs. Hannah Oyewole to all panelists. So for all our panelists, you can unmute on your video and speak. It's a pleasure to have you here. Come on, guys, we are here because of you. Please unmute on your video and speak in 1 minute. We want to hear your experience with Gvest investment.
Mr. Ogosa, are you with us?
Please join as panelists. Just join. We've granted you access. Just join.
Yes, we have Mrs. Funke Kolawole also saying, I'm an existing investor with Gvest. All right.
Okay, grant her access. Grant her access so she can come on board. Existing investors, grant her access. So who else do we have? Oh, great. Mr. Egosa Osode. Oh, Pastor. My very good friend. Now I can see you. So, Pastor, you're welcome on board. You're welcome, Pastor.
Good evening.
Yes. Please, can you tell us in 1 minute your experience with Gvest Cooperative? And we'll move on from there. 1 minute, sir.
For me, I would say it's a very trustworthy investment company that you run. Very trustworthy. When I was coming in, the process was very simple. Very simple. The level of integrity that you guys have shown is top class. The level of integrity that you guys have shown, it's, I mean, world class. The fear people will normally have about investment, you take all of that fear away with how trusted you people are and how much you can discuss with the prospective investors. I remember we spoke on phone for a very long time. So I would say you guys are very, 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 very trusted, very, very trusted, very, very trusted company. So
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Pastor Egosa. So what are you telling other people, our viewers, because some people are nurturing or entertaining that fear. People want to invest, they want to put their money where their heart is, but they are yet to put their hearts before they put their money. So what's your advice to them?
For me personally, I would say the fear.
You're muted.
Please unmute yourself.
All right. I said, any person who has ever listened to Dr. Stephen when he teaches on investment, he always talks about doing your due diligence. So when you check on Gvest and check on the credibility, anybody can tell that this is not a Ponzi scheme. This is not, the track records are there. So the track records are there. From the Google form to the signatures that you have to sign, the terms and conditions. I mean, it's that credible. Then you keep seeing the company posting details every time on social media, on their websites. I mean, I've never heard of an investment platform that has an app. So, I mean, the app just makes it more credible. The app just makes it more credible that there is a Gvest app that somebody, so I would say there is no need for that fear, not just from a spiritual angle, because I know that Dr. Stephen is a very disciplined and spiritual man, and also this organization, from the way he talks, from his videos, his coaching sessions, you know that they are principled. They are very principled. So for me, there was really no fear. It's just about how much can somebody invest and to keep investing.
All right, all right. Thank you. So we'll be calling on board another investor to hear from him or her.
We have Mrs. Funke Kolawole.
Okay, so please can you unmute yourself and on your video? Okay, thank you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah, Funke Kolawole, I'm happy to see you here. Wow.
Yeah, good to see you. I know we've communicated a couple of times.
Yes. I'm happy to see you here. This is basically for us. Thank you.
Yeah.
So in 2 minutes, I want you to tell the audience here, both in Nigeria and in diaspora, your experience with Gvest Digital Cooperative as an existing investor.
Well, what I would tell anybody is that before you do any investments, you have to do your due diligence, like Dr. Stephen Akitayo will always say, do your background check. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes. You are.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
You're muted now. You're muted now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Like I will always tell anybody for free, investment is good and it's awesome. And doing investment with Gvest has been awesome. It has been wonderful for me. I think I stumbled on Dr. Stephen a couple of years back during the COVID-19 on the Facebook. And ever since I've been following him. And when the investment opportunity came up, I keyed into it in 2021, October to be precise. And it has been good. I've got my return. It's awesome. I will encourage anybody in diaspora to do it. Remove the fear. Gvest is 100% guaranteed.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Mrs. Funke. I'm happy to. I'm excited.
When I did the first investments, I started working on the second investment. And I think the first investment, sorry, for point of correction, it was in March. I did the first investment, 9th of March, 2021. By October of that same year, 4th of October, I did the second investment with them. And I've had no regrets. I know before the year runs out, I'm getting something again.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma. So, Ma,
just keep up the good work.
Yes, we want to offer you something. But when Dr. Stephen Akitayo come on board, he will be the one making that offers to all existing investors. So the chairman, Dr. Stephen Akitayo, is here live with us. So we'll be welcoming him on board. Yes, so he has a very juicy offer, most importantly for our existing investors. Thank you, sir. Let's welcome our chairman, Dr. Stephen Akitayo. Come on, guys.
We welcome him. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Sorry I'm joining you late. I was flying from Kenya to Uganda. And I just entered my hotel and immediately I picked up the laptop to join you guys. Thank you. I'm particularly excited about the testimony from some of us who have spoken. If you still want to share your testimony, please, I will employ the president to give people more time to share testimony, because for me, the testimony is key. And I know it encourages a lot of our team members because they go through a lot to make sure the company works well. You know, it's not easy to run business in Africa. It's not at all. What some of the investors don't know is that some of the years we kept paying returns, we had losses, you know, but integrity was important because, of course, you know what has happened. Like you invested in 2021, you know what has happened with inflation, what has happened with, of course, the economy of Nigeria. But for us, it was that integrity matters. We needed these people. Many had to invest that money through one tough way or the other. And we must make sure that we deliver on what we had promised you. And so I'm happy for you taking your time to share your testimony with us. We want to hear more from others as well. The good news I want to share is that GTEx is expanding, massively expanding. Next year, we're going to be, I'm personally going to be partially relocating to the US. We're attempting to do massive real estate investment in the US. We'll be launching many estates in the US. We'll be buying a lot of multi-family homes in the US next year. So it's a huge investment. Now, back in Nigeria as well, we are fully launched into housing. I know probably the team has been sending you videos for Jasper Ibejuleki and Jasper Abuja. We are now ready to sell houses, and we're still launching 3 more estates this year before this year runs to an end. So we're growing, we're pushing harder, we're opening new markets. Ghana is our next box stop. You know, we're opening in Ghana, you know, but it's just going to be houses that we'll be building there. We're entering Zambia as well. So a lot of my African tours, I'm also using it to look at places where there are opportunities and the opportunities that we need to maximize. And we've seen so much opportunity to expand across Africa. We've enjoyed goodwill. We have a lot of mentees in those places who have already started. So we're not even scared that maybe somebody will swindle us as we enter new markets, because we already have mentees who are already big in those markets. And it's such a joy to just, you know, proceed and take things to that next level. However, two things I want to employ of those of us who are already existing investors. So if you are currently an existing investor, can you just type, I'm an existing investor? I want to see how many of us are here. If you're an existing investor, okay, because my conversation is primarily to you guys, though I would briefly share 1 or 2 things with those of you who are new investors. If you're an existing investor, click on the chat box and just type, I'm an existing investor. I want to know how many existing investors are here. Okay, so I have Techno Povo, Ebosa, Babatunde. So I'm an existing investor with 2 different packages. Okay, good. So I have 1, 2, I'm only seeing 4 existing investors. Okay, now 5. Teddy, Ajoke, Mrs. Funke. So that's 6. What happened? We didn't get a lot of our people in here. Okay, or they are not replying on time. So it's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm only having 8 existing investors here. Okay, 9. Now, it's only 9, 10, 11. So many of you are just waiting till I... So we have just 11. I think that's still little. We have over 100 investors, so to have 11. So try and send these videos to them. Very important that you send the videos to those who are not here. We want to make sure everybody gets it. 2 things that we want to work with existing investors with. Number 1, we need you to help us grow what we are doing. So let me explain to you. Right now, we need about $20 billion between now and the year 2035 for the golf courses, for the polo club, for the 25,000 green and smart homes that we're building. And I need you to know that somebody will say, but why is that important? It's important that a homegrown company grows. I was sharing this in Kenya yesterday. I had a book signing with them. I said one of the reasons why we're not growing in Africa is when we see a big business in Africa, right? Or a rich man in Africa. Number one, we hate them for being rich. Number two, we think we shouldn't patronize them. And what we fail to realize is that every big business is not the individual that own the business that is the issue. It's the people who work in the system. Anytime you invest in GTEx, it means you have paid school fees of children of the staff of GTEx. It means you have paid salaries of those who work in GTEx. It means that the orphans, we pay their tuition fee. We have a massive scholarship program we do. It means you are part of that. You're making that possible. We started a grant, a $5 million grant, in the next 5 years to 1,000 entrepreneurs, giving them $5,000 to support them. You are also joining in making that happen. But more importantly, you're also changing the perception of the Black race. Because show me any successful Black man. It's always the issue of, it was government money. It was politician money. Now, if you don't want them to use government money, if you want them to do it legitimately, then you have to invest. Because every business grows through high investors. Right? So if you say, don't use dark money to grow businesses, then you that you have good money have to invest. So one of the things we have decided to do, and this is the first time we're doing it in the history, is that any existing investor that refer anybody to us will be entitled to 2% commission on whatever the new person is investing in. However, if they decide to say, I don't want the 2% commission, then guess what? They will be getting extra, 3% added. Extra 3% added to their own investment. I don't know if you think this is cool. If you think this is cool, can you clap? So is either you say, oh, I'll give an example. My friend is investing with Gvest 100 million. Okay? Now, is either, but you refer the person. So is either we give you 2% of the 100 million, or we give you 3% of that on your own investment. Right? So in other words, making it more. In fact, for some transaction, it depends on how big your friends are doing. So we're hoping that we start with 3%. Some of our this is only for existing investors. Some of our existing investors will even add 5% extra commission, right? Extra percentage on the investment you are doing with us. So by the time you are to get your next return on investment, let's assume you are supposed to be getting 14% returns. We have added 5% more. What that means is that you're getting 19% because you brought people to the business. If you think that's a cool idea, please let us know. Come on. And please, Mr. President, if you can do a flyer for this as well and send it to all our existing investors. Because we want to encourage them. Number two, good news to all our existing investors is that on your next investment, if you are doing extra new investment with us, which I encourage you to do, we are giving you extra 2% on what you are normally supposed to get. So let's assume when you invest 100 million, you get, I'm just giving an example, 20% return on investment. I'm just giving an example. Because you are doing a new additional investment of 100 million, you will now be getting 22% instead of the normal 20% we're giving everybody else. Okay, if you think that's cool, come on. Show some excitement if you think that's okay. So we will be giving thank you, Martha, thank you, Abisola. Thank you, Oba. Thank you, Ehosa. Thank you, Funke. Thank you, everyone, for appreciating that new innovation that we're bringing. Okay? So, Shuaib Ibrahim say anything for intended investor. Become one now. The food is for children, right? Only current investors are children. So join, join the League of Children. Now, another special good news, but this one, I don't have the details yet. Are you ready? Come on, everybody type ready, ready. This is for existing investors, not for, okay? So type ready, 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 ready. Come on, existing investor. 2024, we will be announcing 10 vacations that existing investors will be getting as much as 25%, in some cases 35% discounts, okay, on vacation. Some of you have been working all your life and you're already looking older than you should, okay? And it's because you are not going on vacation, you are not resting. So I'm making that compulsory. And the beauty about the vacation is not just fun. We'll be bringing great speakers on money matters, on family matters, on marriage issues, on business, on career, growth, that will be joining us in those vacations and will be sharing a lot with us. Okay, so that you'll be getting details, from next week. They'll be giving you details of those trips, and they'll be telling you the discount you're enjoying because you're a Gvest investor. So we're doing boat cruise. I mean, chop the life, because if you are making money and you're a smart investor, you deserve to live the life. Okay, now that you've worked so hard and then you are not enjoying that you've invested. So these are some of the good news that I have for you guys. Are you excited? If you're excited, type I'm excited. Okay. Now, for those who are intending investors, my advice to you is join the club so that you can start enjoying this benefit. The final good news for existing investors. I told you today, my conversation is very much focused. We want to spoil our existing Gvest investors. And we are hoping you will reward this, right? Like I told you, we need money. And I'm not kidding you. Okay? We need money. There's so much we're trying to do. So much we're trying to do. And we need a lot of funds to execute those things. And it's a very, very tough one. Somebody's talking about someone wants to invest $50 million. So I believe strongly Mr. Ikena is good at those things. You see, some of these investments, Stella, I get your message. I'll give you an example. People always also think that we are fools. We had a guy one time, you remember his Ikena, that wanted to invest how much self?
$40,000 last weekend.
No, not that one. I'm talking about the guy who wanted to invest some billions. When we eventually did our background check, right? He didn't have that money. And he was just trying to scam us. He wanted us to give them some bank documents, which in return, he can use those bank documents to go and be getting contracts.
That's true. That's true, sir.
And if he defaults on those contracts, guess who the banks will hold? They will hold us.
That's
right. So some of us, we meet people, they make all this noise, we want to invest $100 million. I have rejected a guy who wanted to invest $100 billion with us in Dubai. I had a meeting with him one-on-one. But I wasn't sure the source of his money was legit. My dad taught me a lesson in my, growing up. He said, "Ma tete lowo ko ba le lowo pe. Tete lowo ko ma ba lowo pe." do not rush to be rich so that you can be rich for a longer time. Rush to be rich, and then the rest of your life will be in penury. I've come this far without staying, without having a bad name, because we have also been conservative, right? We have also been conservative. What we don't have, we will not spend. We move at our pace. My mentor will say, if you move at your pace, you will not lose your place. So if you grow up, you will stay up. If you jump up, you will come down. So for us, when people come, oh, I want to do this investment, we have this money, we want to research, we want to be sure. First of all, the sources are good. It's not something that will come back and haunt us. But more importantly, that your intentions are also right. So, but trust me, you know, Mr. Ikena is the president, and he has understanding about these whole things, worked with the bank for years before, you know, joining us. And they, if he says no, then it's no, there's nothing I can do. If he says yes, it's yes. Okay, so I understand you, Stella, but if Ikena doesn't approve it, there's nothing I can do. Remember, I've handed over the company to these people, right? So my own is to guide, give advice, and make sure they make profits so that I can have, I'm not an investor like you people too. The only difference is that I founded the company, okay? So we are co-investors, all of us here. So I'm not longer into active running of the day-to-day of our companies anymore. We now have 7 CEOs, and I need to stay back so that they can run the business, they can grow their confidence, and, you know, be able to run the organization. If you hand over companies to people and you are still interfering, okay, in their affairs, and you don't let them grow, and everybody's also coming to you, coming behind the back, and, you know, that's not how companies run. So they run it. Adam Stella, work with him. If you still believe the source of that $50 million is real, let them provide whatever the president is asking for. We are open to business as long as is ROI we're giving you. We're not yet ready to give equity yet. But if it's ROI you want, we're willing to do that. If it's joint venture you want, we have land. We'll give you the land, you build on it. After a while, you make your money, you give us back. We're willing to do with those kind of opportunities, okay? So are we happy? Existing investors, are we happy? And are we ready for number 4? Number 4, we are working on a points program. We haven't perfected it yet, but in the next couple of months, it will be ready. I hope our president works hard on this. The app coming up is the first thing. Then the point program, you know, Farouk has gone far on it. It's just to integrate it. The point program means that for every money you spend with us, you get a point. And you can then have a card that you can then use this card anywhere in the world: hotels, airlines, spa, treatments, you know, and so on and so forth. So with these points, you can use the points anywhere in the world to enjoy yourself and have a great time. So this is one major thing we're also doing. So it's a points reward program where you can use your points. You can even use your point to buy more investments. You can use your point to buy house, to buy land with us. If it's up to that number, you can use your points, redeem your points in form of training courses that we do, and so on and so forth. So these are some of the good news that we have. Now, how many intending investors are here? Let me even see. You've been saying, what do we have for intending investors? How many of you want to invest now? And again, I'm not in for, I want to invest, I will talk to you tomorrow. Anybody who knows me, my promos, my discount, my offer You get my bonus now. So how many of you are intending investors, but you are ready to invest now? Okay, kindly indicate. Let me see you. Because stock is cheaper. Roland Dixon says ready to invest now. Beautiful. Those are the kind of people. Please, can you take note of Roland Dixon? Who else? Take note of Roland Dixon. And it's only those I mentioned their name that this opportunity is for. Okay? I mentioned their name, intending investors. So if you're intending investor, just type ready to invest now. Yeah, let me see your name. Type ready to invest now. Mojid A, July 31st, is ready to invest July 31st. Approved. Mojid A, approve him too. Okay? Who else? Who else? Talk to me, talk to me. Even the man that was saying that, what do we have? Where's Shuaib? Shuaib that was making mouths. You see, he's not even here. Can you imagine? You see these people? Eh? See Shuaib. Shuaib is here. He's keeping quiet now. For hand. Shuaib. Money for hand. That's how it works. Talk is cheap, like they say. Eh? Shuaib is quiet suddenly. Okay, for the two of you who want to invest, reach out to Ike now. I will not. Other people will now hear, and they too now want the same offer. Today, okay, except for Mojid, who had promised 31st, right? So I have Olushola, Mojid, and Roland. Those are the three people that is getting my special package, but I'm not announcing it in public. Also, we have opened up our 5 million option. You know, normally you have to invest minimum 20 million. Now you can invest as low as 5 million or 10 million with our Gvest. But this is till 31st, I think. Is ending on 31st. After that, it goes back to minimum of 20 million. I love you all, and I want to thank you for being part of today's webinar. I hope you learned a thing or two. Sorry, my session is for me, and I just got to Uganda, and I'll be having some very busy time here. I love you all. God bless you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Dr. Stephen. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you. We appreciate him for joining us. It's a very busy chairman. I knew what it took us for almost 5 days. Sir, you need to join us. People are outside there longing to hear this juicy benefits, and Dr. Stephen have just given it to us now, and we are moving right to the action point. So for as many that had said they are doing their investments now, we are reaching out. Our specialists are there, our contacts are there, so we can close the deal and you earn those benefits doctor has given us. Thank you so much, Mrs. Antonia. We look forward to do great things with you guys. Thank you, Mr. Roland. Thank you, all our panelists. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. So we are rounding up this meeting. Our lines, our investors are there. If you want to ask any question while we call it a day, and testimonials for our existing investor. Note that Dr. Stephen has told us what we have for these investors, right? So if you want to testify of the goodness of Gvest both in your life and as a family, we are here to receive you. We have a few minutes to wrap it up. In the next 10 minutes, we'll be calling it a day. So we are calling on who is the next investor. If you're an existing investor, you want to share testimony, just 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. We'll grant you access. 2 minutes for our existing investor. Who is going first? Who is going first? Existing investor, we have 10 minutes to round it up for today. And note that this meeting will be coming up quarterly. The next one will announce it, and trust you, doctor will be coming up with another benefit for our existing investor. And I'm sure after this meeting, we'll have more investors. So who is going? Who is going? Please, can our IT guys grant these investors access to share testimonies with us? 2 minutes each. Who is there? Okay, okay. Any testifier, 2 minutes. We need to run up. Okay. All right, Mr. Techno. Mr. Techno, please. Welcome, sir. Mr. Muslim is an existing investor. I'm sure he will be happy. Thank God I joined this team. Having announced all what our chairman has, haven't heard what our chairman have announced. To say, oh, thank God. And I know some other guys are there want to join. So Mr. Techno, can you come on board and share with us? Mr. Muslim. Mr. Muslim, can you share with us? Just unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Okay, I think he's finding it difficult to access this platform. So we're calling it a day for now. And our lines, let me call our numbers. You can reach us so as to close those deals with you. Are we all there? I'm ready to call the lines. Our official number, you can reach us. Okay. +234 90 111 74 994. I call it again, +234 90 111 74 994.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I would like to call the next line. Okay, +234. Can you all hear me? +234 80 92 25 51 33. I'll call it again. +234 80 92 25 55 133. Thank you very much, our co-investors and our intending investors who would like to invest soon. So as our president has mentioned, we'll be having this quarterly. So the next meeting will be announced soon to you all. So keep up the call your friends, your family for referral so you can enjoy the percentage which our chairman has actually brought on board for us. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Do have a great day. Bye-bye.